Bonsu boxing with Archie Sharp. How you doing, Archie?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. You enjoying the lovely weather then?
Yeah, it's warm, very, very warm. Not, I wouldn't say I'd enjoying it whilst training, but yeah, no, other than that, it's all good.
Does it make you work harder in sort of the training atmosphere or not? Would you say?
Uh, yeah, listen, I've always been one to train in the heat. I prefer training in the heat, but at the minute, yeah, gym is cooking.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So, how's things been since your last win? You came, I think you last fought in January, and it's been obviously now 7 months. Anything in the pipeline, or and have you just
No,
been
nothing,
ticking off?
nothing but frustration. Frustration at the minute. Just trying to get a date locked in. A lot of like fake dates and fake promises, but hopefully, look, God willing, Saint's going to come in end of September. They're saying so. Hopefully that
Okay,
happens, and we can be out at the end of September, early October.
okay, that's good. You still with Queensbury, is it?
No, so I'm not with Frank, but
Okay,
I'm a free agent in that sort of sense. But I still
yeah,
work with Frank, and obviously the last show I was on was a boxer show.
okay.
So yeah, we'll work with all the promoters.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So, going back from obviously your two losses in a record, Maxi Hughes and Ryan Garner, sort of how did you take them at the time, and did you learn anything yourself and anything you did differently?
Yeah, I learned a lot on the two losses. Definitely learned a lot. Obviously, the Ryan Garner fight, I shouldn't have took the fight. I took the fight because
Okay.
the carrot was being dangled.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously, I was number one in the WBO, so that it was kind of thrown to me that would get me back in the mix because I had inactivity
yeah,
leading up to the fight. Took the Garner fight, obviously the super featherweight 130.
yeah,
I knew I was tight for the weight, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
pushed myself. I did push myself to get to the weight. And the
yeah.
first 4 rounds, obviously, you go back and watch the fight. The first 4 rounds, I was slipping,
Mm,
weaving, catching him, and do you know what I mean? Counter punching Ryan. And it was when the cuts appeared, and then like, I'll be honest with you, my legs just kind of the energy kind of just was drained out of
yeah,
me with the Garner fight. So listen, he's a good fighter. He's a great fighter. I would love to run that back at lightweight.
yeah,
I think it'll be a different outcome at lightweight. And in the Maxi fight, for example, with the Maxi, the frustrating thing is with that. I was only having this conversation earlier today, actually, with Elliot. Wow. Listen, on the night we thought we done enough to nick the fight. Thought we'd done enough. Um, but the big lesson I learnt from that fight is leading up to that fight, I wasn't second guessing myself, but you know when you have them sort of questions in your head,
mm,
because Maxi was a former world champion. Obviously, he got robbed against George Kambosos, so he's been at that elite
yeah, yeah,
level. And I haven't boxed at that sort of elite level really since the amateur days. Like when I boxed the McCormicks, Callum French, like all them great fighters. I haven't really been in that sort of mix since for a long time.
yeah.
And it was obviously as the amateurs. But then I'll go out at the Maxi fight and I kicked myself because I had many gears left to go. Like I probably
Of
didn't
course,
get out
yeah,
of second gear. I probably didn't get out of second gear with Maxi, so I was kicking myself after, and I've really thought to I was making him fall over his feet. Like I said, I thought I'd done enough to win on the night. But looking back now, I should have just done what Archie Sharp does, and I would have made that a lot more of a lot more concrete of a win. Do you know what I mean? I would have dealt with it properly.
yeah,
But like let's say the lesson of it was coming out realizing that Archie, I'm 100% at this level.
yeah,
I can compete at this level all day, no problem at all. Um, but look, listen, that's what it's all about. It's about lessons, you know. So when we do get out call now for a big fight, I know I'm more than ready and more than capable of doing it.
yeah, of course. And seeing obviously what happened with Ryan Garner and his win, does that sort of like not sort of frustrate you, but like push you on to try and get to where he's at stadium fights, being on a big
Yeah,
TV platform and so forth.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Look, the thing is that Ryan's got that following with the football. Do you know what I mean? He's got
Yeah,
that big following, so it was only going to be happening regardless with him with the football stadium because he's got a massive following. He follows the football, and he always does a good ticket. But yeah, the frustrating thing is obviously he's out there winning titles, but then again, everything's a learning curve. You know,
yeah,
like if I had beaten Ryan Gardner that night. I would have killed myself another 6 months later to try and make 130, and who
mm,
knows, it might have been a little bit more devastating in what that fight because it was a close fight regardless. Like I had it 6-4 on the night to Gunner, so I didn't win him by 2 rounds. Um, So yeah, if I tried to kill myself anymore to make the weight, it might not have been. Do you know what I mean? I could have had a really career bad loss, if you know what I mean, because the
Yeah,
weight was really, really zapping out of me. And I think I should have took that learning curve because the fight before God, obviously I got clipped at the all call, even though I got up and won every single round after.
yeah,
But that was another thing saying to me that Arch, you're not a 130 fighter anymore. And like making lightweight, that's a squeeze, you know what I mean? So God knows I really don't know how I was making 130 at 28, 29 years of age.
yeah. And do you think the lesson learned for that is obviously when the body sort of feels at a certain level, it's time to maybe move up, would you say?
100%. It's not all about being the biggest fighter at the weight.
Yeah,
I said my stature. You got fighters like Mayweather who went through many, many weights. Like I've got a photo. I use Mayweather as an example because I've got photos of me standing with Mayweather, and I'm a bit
yeah,
taller than him. Do you know what I mean? My frame ain't far off him, and I was making 130 then. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? I think he was at the time he was doing 147s and more. So I know size wise, I'm definitely big enough. Even like with the sparring, I'm always sparring like 147 fighters now. And if you took a picture, you wouldn't really tell who's at the weight below.
yeah,
But yeah, that is the main learning curve really for me was don't just take fights because the pressure. I was being pressured. Not that I was being pressured. There was a
yeah,
good opportunity. If I beat Gardner, there would have been a good opportunity after. But the lesson was just listen to the body. Listen to the body and make the smart move because one wrong move can keep you inactive, like what I'm seeing at the minute.
yeah. And what are you learning from your stablemates? I think you mentioned Elliot Wales, your stablemate, and I believe is it uh
Well, I was with
Tony as
Elliot.
well.
Yeah, I was with Elliot down at what's it called when we was at the iBox, but
Oh,
he
okay.
he, he still comes down to body shots, does a bit every now and again. But he's based in the mid. I think he's in the Midlands. But
Oh,
no,
okay.
my camp stable mates. You got obviously you got Giorgio. You
Yeah,
got Yasser, Finley, Joel, Harley Benz up there.
yeah,
Give me one more that I'm gonna. Arjon Bassi's up there. So yeah, there's a few up there, and it's all good. It's a good environment. Obviously training with Mark Tibbs, learning a lot. Everything's going well, really.
yeah. That's good. Yeah, he's a well-seasoned sort of coach, and obviously one who can offer a lot of experience and stuff. So when would you say like your sort of end goal is it to be world champion? Is it or just sort of at the at different level?
No, listen, if I don't win a world title in this game, then I'll be very 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 disappointed.
Yeah,
Um, I was mixing with world champions from a young age. I mean, I was sparring Carl
yeah,
Frampton from the age of 18, 19. Joe Cordina. I was sparring Joe Cordina for few of my early fights. So I mean, there
yeah,
must be two-time going for three-time world champion. So listen, I know what level and ability that I'm at. Um, I just kind of messed about a little bit with the Maxi fight,
yeah.
which really would have springboarded me on
Oh, you
to the
frozen there, sorry.
WBC
Yeah,
silver. But look, everything happens for a reason.
yeah,
And we go again now. So and a very experienced team. And I think that's probably what I
yeah,
needed in the corner with a Maxi fight. So no, everything happens for a reason, and what will be. But I will be very very disappointed if I don't win a world title.
yeah, yeah. And off of that, if you had a chance, say like tomorrow, to fight any of the world champions, which one would you be more confident in fighting then?
At lightweight, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. The only the fight that I would really really be up for
Yeah,
because of the back and forth we've had for so long is the
yeah.
Shakur Stevenson fight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very good fight. That would be. Yeah,
Mate, listen, he's an elite level fighter. Do you know what I mean? They're
yeah,
saying he's one of the best fighters, and I'm a big fan of Shakur.
yeah,
But for me to test myself and for me to, I think that's a great fight for myself. But what I think I bring different is I am very unorthodox. My
yeah,
feet work, and I think that's what kind of a lot of these fighters, even like with Lopez, I was shocked really how he kind of took that fight, how he
yeah, yeah.
tried pressing Shakur. Like if you do that with him and give him, he'd have a field day.
Of
So,
course, yeah,
but listen, he's a great fighter,
yeah,
and it's a fight that You want to push yourself, and if you want to go down as a great fighter, you've got to beat these sort of fighters, you know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. And like obviously I know it's sort of like as long as a shoestring, how many years do you say you've got in the boxing game? Because obviously for boxers a short career to obviously make money and sort of gain that stardom and so forth. So yeah.
Look, the thing is, I'm 31.
Yeah,
I've been, I've had a few years starved from me because of other things, political.
yeah, yeah,
So, in regards of like miles on the clock, I'm very, very fresh. You know, very,
yeah,
very fresh. I've got a lot to give, so I know at least I've got another good 5 years in the sport.
yeah,
I'm one fight away from being back in the big mix. You know, you've got fighters like Anthony Kakachi,
yeah,
36, 37, still competing at world level, will become a world champion. Joe Cordina,
yeah,
Jazza Dickens, and got all these great fighters that are still out there. In there, look at you've got the better BFs, you've got Bivol, all these great fighters.
yeah,
Terence Crawford, the age, it's not all about the 20s anymore. If you live the life
yeah,
and you do things correctly, you've got a long. It's all about longevity, you know. So I've still got many years left to give, but obviously within the next by the end of this year. Early next year, I want to be back in some big fights, you know, big
yeah,
title fights.
yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. So how did you also get the nickname the sharpshooter then?
Be honest with you, back in the day when I was through the amateurs,
Yeah,
it was always the babyface assassin,
yeah,
and then and a local newspaper, I think it was, come with a sharpshooter, and then yeah, ever since then it's
yeah,
kind of stuck with me through the amateur days.
yeah, yeah. That's cool. And just lastly, two more questions. Where would you say your sort of dream venue or arena would be like to fight for?
Just it's got to be Vegas, you know, it's got to be like something
Yeah,
like the MGM or something like that. That is my kind of dream place to fight. That's why I've never been to America. I've always said I will never go to
yeah.
America until I fight in America.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that'd be my dream
yeah.
place.
And did you watch the football last night and stay up?
I didn't stay up. I'm
Oh,
not gonna
okay.
lie, I didn't stay up.
You're
I
not a
was
football fan
watched the re.
or
Do you know what? To be honest, I'm not a football fan, but
yeah,
my boy
yeah,
loves the football, and obviously it's England. You know, it's the World
yeah,
Cup, so
yeah,
you
yeah,
got to support it all. So
yeah,
but
yeah,
no, we was up early this morning and watched it back this morning.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Archie, for your time. And like, I hope obviously you do get a fight soon. And yeah,
No, God bless you. I appreciate your time. So thanks for
thank
having me
you.
on.